Hey everyone, Mango7 here. How we doing today? Welcome to another episode of Epic 7. Today is going to be just a little overview of the Facebook questionnaire the developers got from a Taiwanese 100-day celebration or something like that. I saw these yesterday, but I promised myself yesterday I would turn myself off. I wouldn't do anything related to the stream or YouTube, so I couldn't read it. So this is my first time reading these, and I'm pretty excited. I just ignored everything. So many of you may have read this. If you haven't, I'll leave the link in the description below if you prefer to just read it. But I'm just going to go over these answers and kind of see if we can infer anything for the future. So from Go Hot Chick, hell yes, what a name. Do you plan on making any improvements to equipment, not just set effects? And it also says here, we have an update regarding the equipment enhanced system on the 7th of March, January, February, March. Yes, that was when they changed it to be Summer's War. And they also added a new hunt. Yeah, they said that right after here. We plan to provide users with special equipment through side stories and a new lab. That's exciting. I love the labs, and I hope it's healer focus. So stupid new players that didn't get the Ring of a Million can get that lab healing stuff. And we're also considering exclusive hero equipment. Exclusive hero equipment. Does that mean like exclusive Sven equipment, or does that mean exclusive gear like Pegasus? That's a really good question. I would love to have that clarified, because those two things are very scary. I actually personally of the type of the opinion that exclusive gear to characters is okay as long as it's minor and not pay to win and it's fun to get. Like, it's important to fit with stories. Like, for example, I wouldn't mind if we were able to get a special fan for Bologna or something like that. Something that fits their story, that just gives her a little boost that everybody can get. Ultimately, the goal is to maintain balance in the game and double the diversity of our strategies. Okay. In labs, rather than collecting equipment and raiding, I think having randomized maps would be interesting. Yep, this is something that is definitely coming. Before I even read this answer, like, of course they're gonna do it. There's no way they don't. They're just getting their feet wet and going on with things and trying to figure out what works and what people like. They say randomized maps are very interesting. If you're a fan of Diablo games, you've probably thought the idea of randomized maps in E7 too. Not that we haven't tried, but because of Epic 7's lab layout consists of rooms with 4 directions, even if it means we have randomized maps, it would not be as diverse as you think. It's actually a really good point and something I never considered. We also thought that because exploration is greatly influenced by morale, having randomized maps may lower morale. However, we are thinking of ways that we can add new fun content in the labyrinth. So that's really cool. I just automatically assumed it was something they were going to be doing. And obviously they've tried it. So that's a pretty good reason not to do it. I actually super agree with that answer. Will the game content become more diverse? I really don't like questions like this. Like, do you really think the game content is not diverse at this point? We've got side stories, we've got arena, we've got the labyrinths, we've got the raid, we've got 4 different hunts that all semi-require different strategy. We've got abyss. There's so many things. Ridiculous. I honestly, like, what do people want from a game that's 90 days old, or however old it is? We will be adding new episodes and continents. In addition, we will be giving equipment sets and new dungeons. Yep. Planning new guild and guild war content, such as the icon next to guild war. Yep, that's exciting too. I'll add quality of content, such as having pets. Oh no, you can't do me like this. You can't just sneak such as having pets in there. I hope they pay to win pets. Okay, so I don't mean pay to win power pets, but let me pay to win to buy a cute little cat skin, or pay to win to buy Archie. Does nothing, just makes it look cool. This is the type of thing that I like you to make money on. So please, you can't just taunt us with that. You have to give us pets. That's so cool. I really hope that's a thing. Will you give us an update plan for a whole month? So that's very, very, very... I don't like update plans for a month. I like update plans for maybe a week, maybe 2 weeks, or just kind of giving it to us randomly like we have now, just because it makes it less exciting. Like, I hate knowing what's coming in 3 weeks. And also that means once they kind of set it in stone, people will flip out if they don't give you what they said they're going to, and they might change something. They might have to push it back. So I'm assuming they're going to answer something like that. Because we are currently polishing a lot of content internally, it is difficult to let you know exactly when these new additions come to the game. However, we will try to let you know about things that are planning through the developer notes more frequently. Pre-registration period for Guild Wars. Yep, that's pretty cool. That's about the answer I expected. There's been a lot of diverse content so far. Are you worried that you will run out of new content? Actually, a really good question, because I personally think adding Hunt 11s was too soon. I personally think adding the new Hunt was too soon. I think maybe they should have added the new Hunt first and then did 11, so that way we had we had to test out 10 and then we're forced to test out 11. But anyways, currently Epic 7 goes up to episode 10. It would take a year to tell the story of one episode, and so far we have 10 years worth of story. Yep. There's no way we're not getting anime out of this show, just as out of this game, by the way. And not just that, there are countless heroes and stories that are in development. Yep. Every hero definitely has a backstory. I'm not worried. Yep. Our developers are looking forward to show you what will happen in the world of Orbis during special occasions such as next year's Valentine's, the 2nd year anniversary, Korean Thanksgiving, when is that, or Halloween. In addition to the story-based content, we are also preparing a lot of system-based content. Epic 7 has lots of content such as Guild Wars, hunts, labs, and so on. That covers both first-time players. Maybe we should have real-time PvP. Yep, that's definitely coming. Taiwanese users are some of the hardcore players of Epic 7. I think everyone in attendance today, the most passionate players. Awesome. Really good answer. Do you plan to increase the number of heroes from 4 to 5? So this is something I've kind of been wondering about, because in Summoner's War there was 5 people on a team for a lot of the content, and it felt like we had such a different range of strategies because of that, and so many different units were able to be used because of that. Here it feels like we're really limited to kind of like that healer role, that support role, and that double DPS role. Like obviously you can do things differently, but that's kind of what it feels like here. So I'm kind of wondering here. On Guild Wars, we made it so that it has 3 members. We will make more adjustments. We are currently conducting many simulations with different number of heroes and battles to see more balance and more fun. I believe that it's very meaningful to have many heroes to battle in war. Okay, cool. So they didn't really say anything there, but they're obviously looking into it, which is... will you increase the catalyst drop rate? Of course this had to be added. We have been thinking about the catalyst drop rate deeply. Very soon there will be an update that allows players to play with less stress and more fun. Give a little hint. We plan to reduce the imbalance of the supply and demand for catalysts. Okay, so that's really cool. I didn't think they would actually fold on that, because I think it's kind of integral to the grinding part of the game, and it makes leveling fodder so much more fun. So can I ask the reason why unequipped costs aren't lower? Yeah. If we allow users to simply unequip more with no conditions, we fear that removing will cost players to use the same equipment on many heroes. Yep, I could have answered this. Wouldn't that be boring? Yes, I agree. However, in order to offset these costs, we are considering expanding the Goblin contents. This includes the Goblin treasure chest. We also plan on having events in the future similar to free equipment changes event we had. Yep, so that's pretty cool. So one thing I can kind of see here that might happen is they will make chests and stuff in actual battle be a lot more fruitful in terms of drops. And they are also going to charge us for the pets, is my guess. So we'll have to pay like a monthly fee to get a pet that opens up stuff. That's my guess on what's coming. And then maybe we can skin that pet with like a cat skin or a bear skin or a bird skin, a jerk bird, I don't know. But I expect something like that. Also, this is a pretty good answer because I super agree. This is exactly what I've been saying forever. You can't have free equipment removal all the time. It makes it overwhelming. It makes it unfun to get new gear unless it's the best gear in the world. It makes you use the same sets everywhere. It makes you not have to choose and make decisions on who gets what pieces. But the way it is now is not acceptable without any free equipment changes. But give us free equipment changes, and the equipment costs are fine and dandy, and I'm super happy with it. So next up is, when do you plan to adjust the difficulty level for getting equipment? We improved this with the update. Yep. Reduce the amount of time it takes to acquire equipment. Yep. Increase the amount of craft material obtained. Yep. Yep. Provided equipment with side story. Yep. But that's good and bad, right? This is good and bad because you only get those side story while they're on, and newer players get wrecked, right? Like the difference in power in an account that has Ring of a Million, has the winter boots, just those two actually, just Ring of a Million and boots is like night and day, like not even close. Somebody with winter boots and the ring just like automatically gets a baller healer, it doesn't matter what healer it is, and cruises through the game. Somebody without those has a really hard time, so that's something I really think they fix. Yeah, so that basically just answered the same as before. How come chests are not automatically opened? We're developing a new system that helps with the inconvenience that users have felt. We'll let you know more details within the first half of 2019. January, February, March. Today's March, the third month, so within the next 3 months, okay? Okay, switching from character sprites to animation is very exciting for players. How long does it usually take to develop a single character? This is a really good question, something that I actually like to know. I hate when people ask stuff like equip costs. Like obviously I could have written this out and told you exactly what they would have answered, right? This I couldn't. I don't know about this one, so I'm excited for this answer. It says, in order to create a single character, it takes at least 3 months of prep. This includes illustration, cutscenes, modeling, animation, and special effects. Parts that demand the most attention are the story and cutscene creation. With the initial placement of a character into the story, we need to see what role they have in the Epic 7 world. That's really, really important because they're not just going to plop characters in here. That's why a lot of specialty changes haven't happened yet, I think, is because they plan to do it alongside the story. As for the cutscenes, they are created frame by frame, as if creating an actual animated show. Hint, hint. Characters that will be released within the first half of this year are being worked on now, so keep a lookout for them. Most challenging aspects is the story. Yep. So cool, so cool. Artists are always in a battle between both time and themselves in order to create the most spectacular characters possible. Players of hero collecting games have the ability to use multiple heroes in order. That's cool too. These are a lot of story-related ones that are really cool, but nothing. You guys, yeah, this is important. Of course, I want to as well. Of course, they're gonna add them again. It's just a matter of time and getting that development in. Currently, players that feel that the endgame content does not provide enough of a challenge. How will you address the demands of these players? How will you create the new chapter? So do people honestly think the current endgame content does not provide enough challenge? Because is that a thing you guys think, just out of curiosity here? Because honestly, I thought the Hell Raid was a really great challenge. I had a lot of fun doing it. I think Abyss 80 to 90 is very difficult. I'm stuck on 90 right now, as you can see from the video yesterday. That said, it's not the type of difficulty I like, but it is still difficult. Hunt 11s are not a walk in the park, I don't think. So do people actually think this? I'm honestly kind of curious. That said, I do think Arena feels like, and Guild Wars feel like they're not as challenging as they should because the rewards aren't there. So maybe if the rewards are there, people will push harder to get it more challenging. So what do they say? The expertise of Taiwanese players is really amazing. Best and most dedicated players. Yep, they've said that before. Raid Labyrinth. The Raid Labyrinth only has 2 bosses. However, when the rest of the bosses are released, that's exciting. But for PvP content, there we go. We also think that it's important for players to feel a sense of achievement through the Arena Season 2 will be announced soon. Yep, that's cool. The new episode is not going to be final level difficulty because the story is basic content. Yeah, I didn't think it would be. I thought it would be about the same difficulty as everything else. So, if you see the popular characters in E7, they mostly make debuff skills such as Silence, Sleep, Provoke useless so that players now have to focus on pure combat power and healing. Oh, that's pretty cool. It is true that in PvE content, there are many bosses who are immune to debuffs. However, we are creating a character. We have to think of whether they will be used in PvE and PvP. Here with Silence Provoke that is widely used PvP content is done so intentionally. That's a decent answer. I don't really like this answer. I was hoping to get more out of this question. This is a really good question and something I would have loved them to answer a little more in depth. there any plans to sell merchandise in Korea? Of course there's plans. The general thing is, does it make money? Yes. Yeah, let's do it. Pretty much that. So, what are we doing here? The Yuna engine here. Oh, this is a really cool, like, nothing related to the game. This is something you should read by yourself here. It says there are some 3 or 4-star heroes that are stronger than 5 stars. This sort of character design and balancing allows players to enjoy the game, even those who don't make purchases. How was this planned? Really good question too. QApp has baller questions. The basis of hero skill design is to provide a use for as many heroes as possible. While 5-star heroes have higher base stats, the hero has good skills that can counterattack other hero specialization. Their potential utility becomes much more apparent. Looking forward, we are working to design content that allows players to utilize and harmonize a variety of heroes regardless of their base stat raid. That's really cool. So what's next? Wow, this is a long interview. Holy crap, how long have I been talking? You said that Rotted Earth will come out in the first half of this year. A lot of cities-states Cydonia called Rotten Earth because the land is so infertile. Cydonia is not a powerful nation like Azera. There are times where these city-states offer to help one another. Due to an incident, there is now hostility between them. Players find out about some of the issues going on here, and of course, in the end, they help resolve them, right? The important thing is that this process, we gain the trust of the city-state leaders, and as we gain their trust, this helps in coming to gain something new. That's really cool. Maybe a guardian? Maybe something? Maybe a kingdom? Maybe we run the Rotted Earth and we get a kingdom, and that's where we start using our politics and everything stats. Please, 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 please. So who is next here? Following the release of Guild Wars, are players going to be able to enjoy more different types of content with other guilds in the future? Yes, 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 yes. There's no way we don't. Before I read this, we're going to get like Guild War monsters we can fight. We're gonna get Guild War competitions, all the things like that. There's no way we don't. You may have noticed that there is an empty space next to Guild War in the Guild War UI. Within this year, we plan to release the new guild content. The scale of the battles here may be different. Cool. Rather than 5-star heroes, are there going to be any new 4-star heroes? Of course there is. There's going to be new 4-star heroes, most likely through connections or in the next story, because I fully expect they need to flesh out their story, much like we have the story fleshed out in the first continent, and I expect them to be adding those in the next continent when we get them. So I would imagine in the next 3 months, we'll probably see a huge wave of 4-star heroes come. So they say, of course, there's a 4-star hero I really like in episode 2. There will be a way for players to meet them, perhaps through the connection system. Yep. I feel like I could answer this entire thing outside of the pet thing without any difficulty. Will there be any real-time co-op features in the future? Of course, we're gonna get a big dragon-like thing with 3 different heads, and then each player is gonna have a team, and then they're gonna go one-on-one in each head and combat with each other and work together as a team. So they say we're preparing a few things like an enormous monster that everyone must find their strength to take down. Yep. Has there been any thoughts of adding for players to change their nicknames? I darn well hope so. I don't want to be Oris Hardle anymore. They say we're working on it. Changing nicknames takes a little bit of time. Things like selling or trading accounts can be create big problems. This is really bad. Like I really wish we could live in a world without stuff like selling and trading accounts and botting and hackers. I really wish, like, the amount of things that these problems cause and the amount of things that these types of people screw up in these games just makes me infuriated. Like, they block so much content from us. And I really hope one day we'll find a way to get rid of that. Ooh, this is a good question. In another interview, you revealed that a collaboration with a legendary IP is in the work. When will that be released? Planned for mid-April, January, February, March. Ooh, that's in the next month. Simply put, we're not just bringing characters to Epic 7, but also ensuring that they fit into this world and creating a very Epic 7 story that everybody will be able to enjoy. That's what I was telling people. There's no way they fit these characters into the story without making it make sense. And maybe it's something to do with Earth, like having people like Yuna and Tamarin come in. Maybe we get like a K-pop collab or something like that. There was something posted, I think it was on Facebook recently, with a bunch of different things repeated that maybe hinted towards something like twice coming. I doubt it, but you never know. And then following with Epic 7 being the premium 2D RPG, the playable animation. And again, this is something I have to say, as an Epic creator, they did give us outlines of what they thought about the game and what we think we should focus on. And the number one thing before anything else, before gameplay, before summoning, before anything, was the thing that's playable animation and the characters have a story. Like, that was the number one thing they want us to get across. So this is really important to consider. Everything they do is going to be based on that character, based on keeping characters and everything integral to the story, and keeping the story the way they want it without too many loopholes. So we are almost done creating something never before seen. We hope that the fans of the IP we're collaborating with will see us this as a nice gift as well. So that's really exciting. I was hoping for a hint here, but we didn't really get a hint. With Epic 7's amazing story and unbelievable animations, is there any possibility of seeing an animated work in the future? We really want to. Our dream is to expand our IP in many different directions. However, at the moment, we would like to focus on the fans who are waiting for Epic 7 Episode 2. Once we've secured a good story, we definitely want to take on new challenges. So, okay, this was a really, really, really good interview, and I'm really impressed. They answered the questions that I think they could answer really well. It also kind of sucks that people come to these things and ask the obvious questions. Like, they can't tell us anything. You know they can't tell us anything. So why ask? Like, I get that it's one of those things. We could have got so many more cool answers. Like this one here, or like this one here. Really, 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 really cool. But anyways, I love this little thing here. Hopefully you enjoyed listening to me talk about it, and listening to me kind of predict what they were going to say. And let me know what you think in the comments below. My favorite thing here is honestly the pets. I would love to have pets in this game. They did send a pet plushie to me, one of those neck things, as the Epic Creator Box, so maybe that was a hint. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe as always, and I'll talk to you all later. Have a great day. Bye, everybody!